Assalamu alaikum everyone. So a couple of days ago I said that I would share some of the Hajj related books that I have, so I've dug them out. Some of these I've purchased myself, some of these have been gifted. If they've been gifted, I'm only including them if I like them, but I will point out which ones have been gifted. So let's quickly go through them and give you a brief intro into them all. So this is one that I got quite a while ago. I think it's probably one of the first books that I got about Hajj. It's basically two stories in one, the call to Hajj and the she camel. It's very kind of short and sweet and to the point, a little bit about the history of the Hajj and you know what's happening kind of today, like lots of people go into it. If I just quickly show you. So we start off here, we have the call to Hajj. We're talking about the Prophet Ibrahim and his family, talking about the Zamzam and how basically the valley that they were living in Arabia became a small city known as Mecca, and then they were ordered to build the Kaaba. You know, they built it, and then they were making, you know, prayers, you know, our Lord, make us bow to you and make our children in nation which bows to you and show us our ways of worship. They prayed for a prophet to be born, and then obviously, you know, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam comes along, and Kaaba's been told to clean and made for people to come on Hajj. And it was made a duty for all Muslims, men and female, to go on Hajj once in a lifetime, but only if they had enough money and were healthy enough. And Hajj is one of the 5 pillars of Islam, and basically saying about how today over 25 million people from around the world gather in Mecca. And then we go on to the next story. So as I said, short and sweet, just some basic information there. This is actually one I got this year, and I have done an IGTV video on it which you can look through, so I'm not going to go into it in too much depth, but basically it's 2 pigeons. We're following the pigeons going on Hajj as they watch people go on Hajj. This is the faceless version, but you can also get a version with eyes, so whichever one takes your fancy really. As you can see, bright and colourful pigeons, off they go on their journey, watching people. Basically all the important aspects of Quran are mentioned, like the stoning, staying in the tents, and basically, you know, everything that children really do need to know about Hajj, all in a colourful way. This is another one that I got some time ago, A Little Tree Goes for Hajj. It's another cute little story. I think I might have done a review on this on the blog, can't remember, I'll have to check, but basically we're talking about a little tree that wants to go on Hajj, and it's taken by someone. So it's like a fun way of teaching the children about the Hajj. As you can see, the tree, little man, one day a young man carrying a stick and a big bag walked by in a hurry. Where are you going? Wondered the little tree. And he tells the tree that he's going on Hajj and ends up taking the tree with him. As you can see, off on their ship. A little bit of information there about Hajj. I mean, it's not detailed, but it's got like all the main bits that you need to know. The Kaaba, Al-Safa and Marwa, Mina, Mount Arafat. So it does teach the children a bit about it. So yeah, another cute little book. This is Young Explorers Adventures in Mecca. Again, I've just recently done an IGTV video on this alone, so you can have a look at that. So I'm not going to go again into too much detail. This one, as I mentioned in my IGTV video, is very kind of text heavy, a lot of information in there. Very detailed if you're looking for something perhaps for the older children to have a read. So we've got the Kaaba there, information about the Black Stone, the Yemeni corner, sites related to the story of Ibrahim and Ismail. So as I say, very, very detailed. And this one was gifted by Q Publishing. If you actually head over to their website, I believe they've got a sale on that at the moment, so it's actually worth getting the books that you wanted to get from them. Again, I believe I've done an IGTV video on this as well, so if you want a detailed look into it, watch the IGTV video. But basically we're talking about Jan's Hajj. He wants to go off on Hajj. He saves the money, but every time he saves the money something happens and he ends up helping other people, so he runs out of money and then starts saving again. So cute little story there about, you know, if you help others, you know, it will come back to you, which it did in this story. It's, you know, it's one of our favorites, I have to say. And this one, going to Mecca, again, I think I might have done a review on this, but not necessarily in IGTV, I can't remember, but have a look. Basically with this one, it's come with one Muslim family as they travel from the west to Mecca to perform the sacred pilgrimage. The Hajj join them as they circle the Kaaba and quench their thirst with sacred water, go out into the desert and pray on Mount Arafat, following the footsteps of the prophets, and discover all about this joyful journey of a lifetime. A beautiful and lyrical introduction to the Hajj, one of the most important pillars of the Muslim faith. So as I just read there, is kind of has a lyrical feel to it. So come with the pilgrims as they set out on a journey of patience to the city of Mecca. Some call the Hajj the journey of a lifetime. Fly with the pilgrims as they make their way there. So dress with a pilgrim as he stands barefoot, a sheet around his shoulders, another around his waist. Now he is the same as thousands of others, no riches or status to tell them apart. Basically lyrical throughout, colourful, basically gives you the gist of the Hajj again. So call with a pilgrim as she utters a prayer. Gaze with the pilgrims as they look at the black stone. Stand with the pilgrims as they face the Kaaba. Reflect with the pilgrims as they stand on As-Safa. Walk with the pilgrims as they cross, just like Hajj. So basically, as you can see, a lot of, you know, the main parts of the Hajj are mentioned. And let's move on to the next one. This one, again, I've done a quick IGT video on it. We're moving on to activity books now that we have a few of. My Hajj and Eid al-Adha colouring book. So if you colour in there, on the left you got information about the Hajj, and then on the right you have a colouring page. So again, quite a bit of information. This one has just recently been gifted to me, and again I have done an IGTV video just on this, and this is the Road to Hajj activity book, and it has 70 stickers and it's available from Red Tent. They're on Instagram. And as you can see, lots of activities with a sticker sheet as well, which is part of the activities. So it's all color coded, as I said in my previous video. You've got instructions, and if you see purple, you have a beautiful religious text like a verse from the Quran or Hadith. So lots of activities there, like a number thing. You get a Hajj journal as well. Where are you from? Crosswords. So something to keep the kids occupied during these 10 days of Hajj. This is another one I got some time ago, my Hajj fun book. I'd probably say this is maybe for the older children perhaps, because there are some questions that the young ones might not know. Bit of information about the Kaaba, you know, what does the Kaaba mean? Who built the Kaaba? You have the answers at the bottom. You just have to fit them in. Again here, the Qibla, missing letters, information about the sacrifice. So lots of activities in this one as well to do. And if you want a book that has, well, basically is factual, we've got this one, Tell Me About Hajj. That's one of our favourites as well. Got this some time ago. So if I just open it up so you can have a look inside. So talking here about Allah's best friend. We've got the miracle of Zamzam, special dream. So building the Kaaba, the first call to Hajj, the Prophet Muhammad's Hajj. So as you can see, very informative, lots of information. So those are the main Hajj books that we have and that we like. If you then want to move on to kind of celebrating Eid, which obviously is a part of the Hajj at the end, you know, when you celebrate it all, we've got a few EBooks here, which are quite cute. We have Hasna and the Eid Party. I believe I have a review of this on the blog. Have a look. It's just a cute little party story about Hasna, where her friends are having a party and she doesn't think she's invited. There we have it. That's the Hajj related books that we have. If you want a more detailed look into any of them and I haven't done an IGTV or a blog review of it, then give me a shout and I will do it for you. And if there's any other books that you have that you'd like to recommend, then let me know.